How are you doing, babe?
I'm just doing the tips of my heels, and as soon as I drop my foot a little thinking I'm getting comfortable, they all go on the new piece of meat, and you can feel the little teeth. Oh.
I'm Cammie.
I'm TJ.
And even though we've never taken a vacation longer than a couple weeks, we decided now is the time to quit our jobs, pack up our things, and leave our incredible friends and family behind for the next 9 months. We're new to travel and new to content creation, but thankfully, we're not new to each other. After 13 years of marriage, the only thing we do know is that together, we'll figure it out and probably laugh a lot along the way.
So we're off with one suitcase, one backpack, and not a clue what tomorrow holds. Where every stop brings new food, new faces, and new reasons to wonder why we didn't do this sooner. I'm so glad you're coming with us.
To a couple Americans in their mid-30s, we weren't sure what to expect from Vietnam. We grew up in the shadow of its war, mostly through the movies we were supposed to watch and the movements we too often took for granted. But 50 years have passed since the war ended, and the Vietnam of 2026 bears little resemblance to the Ken Burns tapes we watched in elementary school. It's enjoyed 30 years of consistent economic growth, becoming the world's factory for electronics and consumer goods, and today draws millions of tourists from around the globe. Join us as we experience it all, to learn their history, make their delicious pancakes, soak up their egg coffee, and, if we're lucky, survive their traffic. This is Vietnam.
We have made it to Vietnam. We are at Pizza 4 Ps.
Mm-hmm.
We did a classic margarita. And then one of the things that they recommended was this like scallop, broccolini, miso something.
They do some very unique stuff, so we decided to do half tried and true margarita and then half let's send it. So she's sending it, I'm trying the margarita.
It's so good. It's so light. I've never had scallop on a pizza in my whole life. This is crazy.
And the margarita is exactly what you would want.
Ugh.
Like the tomatoes are like super light, acidic, especially after a long flight. I don't want something that's super heavy, and thankfully this is not.
This is our first meal in Vietnam, and we already are like, this might be one of the best meals we have in Vietnam. Vietnam will be quick. We have about 2 or 3 nights in each place, and then we're heading to China. So we're excited to soak up this city, especially because it seems more accessible. And honestly, off to a great start with this dinner.
We began our first full day in Vietnam by checking out the iconic Ben Tran Market, the commercial heart of Saigon for over 400 years. Now, we still don't have much room for souvenirs, but we had plenty of fun just walking around and exploring all of the unique stalls before heading off to the Saigon Central Post Office. In 2023, it was ranked number 2 on Architectural Digest's list of the most beautiful post offices in the world. Built between 1886 and 1891, the design has been widely attributed to Gustave Eiffel, the architect behind the famous Eiffel Tower, but that has been widely discredited.
Then we walked down the block to check out the famous Book Street, which features dozens of bookstalls and quaint boutiques, and when we saw a shop called Little Cat's Books, we just had to stop and buy a little postcard for our keepsake book.
We didn't plan to arrive in Ho Chi Minh City on Reunification Day, but looking back, it felt like the right day to be there. The streets were packed. We stumbled into a bicycle race before we even knew what the holiday was. It was April 30th, the day North Vietnamese forces entered this city and ended the war, changing the country forever. And our next stop was the place where it all came to a head, Independence Palace. Prior to this visit, we knew the country mostly from one side, the North. South Vietnam and the government that once ran this building never featured in a Kubrick film. And honestly, it's a little unsettling. Walking in the footsteps of a government that fully believed in its own survival, keeping the war room staffed, the telephones running, and the bunkers stocked, right up until a tank came through the front gate and none of it mattered. Our next stop was the kind of place you put on the itinerary and then don't think too hard about until you're standing outside it, the War Remnants Museum. It's one thing to read about what happened here, it's another to stand inside the evidence of it, to be confronted with what our country did and the cost paid by people who had nothing to do with making them. Especially right now, when the rhetoric of bombing civilizations back to the Stone Age is in the air, we left this museum feeling grateful. Grateful that we came, grateful that places like this exist to make sure that we don't look away. It was a heavy day, so naturally, we went to eat dinner in total darkness.
Feels good. Haven't even had coffee.
Look at her go.
Look at her go, 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 go.
Oh, hips. Hips with it. Dropping it low.
Right before the door.
Yes.
We were looking for what to do to sort of beat the heat, went on Airbnb experiences, and found a cooking class in a home with a river view in air conditioning. It was starting in 40 minutes, so a little bit last minute, and we booked it, and she said she could accommodate Cammie's vegetarianism, but asked if we could do 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, which our flight leaves at noon, so we can't. So we messaged, we can't do 2:30, do we need to cancel? And she has not responded, so we
We're
kind
just
of...
gonna head there and hope for the best. And if I can't eat some of it, it is what it is.
We just heard from our Airbnb host, and it looks like today is gonna work out. So
Good to go.
good thing we requested the grab prematurely, because we did not want to be late. And so we are on our way to a 3-hour Vietnamese cooking class. Hey, Lua. Hello.
Hi, thank you for accommodating us.
As soon as we stepped into Lua's warm and inviting home, complete with a parrot-themed Tiffany chandelier overlooking the beautiful views of the Saigon River, we knew we were in for a treat. She immediately put us to work slicing mango, straining coconut milk, and sautéing some fake meat, and then pouring over the Vietnamese pancake batter as evenly as possible, followed by a quick topping of bean sprouts and onion. Meanwhile, TJ is working on a few steamed rice rolls, spreading out a thin layer of rice flour batter before flipping the pan to prepare for the filling and rolling.
Here and then
But only after a little encouragement from Lua.
Look good.
The roll is now ready for filling. We made some with pork and others with a mushroom-based meat substitute. And as we quickly learned in Vietnam, every dish is to be enjoyed with a side of fish sauce. A final garnish of herbs and fried shallots, and now it's time to eat. Cooking classes are usually our favorite way to meet fellow travelers, but there was something different about Lua's kitchen, something more intimate. Just us, her home, her stories, and her food. No small talk with strangers, just a real conversation with someone who actually lives this life. The food was amazing, but honestly, so were the conversations. That's the version of travel we're chasing. We left full in every sense of the word.
just got a sweet treat. Yeah, I have not been able to find a dessert that I love. So hoping this hits the spot. Gonna walk and people are going to avoid me. Uh-oh. And after this, we're gonna head to the hotel and check out a cool little cocktail bar slash vinyl listening lounge. So excited about that. So just say what you were saying to me.
Yeah, I'm like struggling more with the cities than I had kind of anticipated. I think I pictured so much about these countries just like very tropical, beachy, and we aren't doing that. I feel very overwhelmed, and I don't want to spend the whole 9 months feeling this way, and I'm trying to figure out, like, is it because I'm not thinking about this properly? Is this not my kind of city? Is this not my kind of type of travel? Or maybe it's just because this is very new and very different, and like my anxious brain makes that harder for me to just be chill about. And I'm sure it's like a slight combination of all of it. This is has been a very chaotic, stressful, and overwhelming trip to start. And I just like don't want this to be my 9 months of energy. It's like we almost go so busy city or so remote.
Yeah.
And like neither are particularly great for my anxiety.
Yeah. These are some of the most chaotic cities in the world.
Yeah, I'm feeling overwhelmed if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be ungrateful for our experience and our opportunity, and I also don't want to like judge a place based on like I'm hot and I had to walk, and like that's not fair. I'm just trying to balance it with like how I feel and what I think of a place. This is my only impression I can make currently. So
and we're also here like on a holiday. Yesterday was reunification day.
Yeah.
Today's Labor Day, so things are closed. It's hot, it's humid. But we're out, we got dressed up.
We're gonna go get cocktails and listen to some records. And just, again, like, I think there's like so much to be gained in the amount of discomfort we're feeling, even the privilege of it all.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to pay attention to that while also being allowed to feel like overwhelmed or anxious and just like balancing it.
Well, that was such a pleasant surprise.
They were so nice. They were wonderful. And we ended up getting to chat with them. They made amazing cocktails. We asked them, they had like little stickers, and we were like, oh, can we collect like a sticker for our book? And they were like, yeah, we can get you some stuff. So they ended up giving us a couple stickers, and then also a little coaster that's like a little record. Ended up being what we were needing in the sense of getting to talk to like a local, have a good conversation, a good vibe, a good drink.
I'm pleased with ending
Ending
Saigon on that note.
on a much higher note, which is we needed and it needed, and we're very grateful.
And we're off to Hanoi tomorrow. So we don't know how this happened, but we are on a private shuttle after our flight. I guess because we booked premium economy, which
You had to have booked more than premium economy. We were in our own section. No one else is in the first two rows. We had like a full service meal, a private shuttle.
kept asking if we want wine, and we're like, we're good. Like, we just wanted a little bit of extra leg room. And then we walk down these stairs and we get into the shuttle, which we think is for everyone. And then the door closes, and it's just us. So, feeling pretty snazzy right about now.
As we get to Hanoi, we're on the up and up, baby.
This is our city. First off the line, The way God intended. Look at that. Let's go. Hanoi.
We have made it to Hanoi, and it already feels so much better. There are like crowds of people around, and it's so cute in the old quarter where we're staying. They shut down the street around the lake, and so everyone's just walking around. And the weather, it's supposed to it's supposed to rain. Over the next couple days, but that means that the clouds and like a cool breeze has come in, so the weather feels good. We're walking to get a beer.
It is currently raining, a little bit of lightning. I think I'm enjoying it more than Cammie is.
Let's just walk to dinner.
We're walking to dinner. When in Rome, as they say.
I'm not totally loving this.
But I don't know how the camera will do in this, so I'm gonna put it away. But yeah, we're just walking in the rain in Hanoi. Adventure. It is our first morning in Hanoi. Overall, vibes are better. You know, the rain has certainly cooled things off in Hanoi. All of the pedestrian traffic and people just walking around, enjoying their morning feels much more our speed. And yeah, we got some great breakfast at the Running Bean and we are currently making our way to Banh Mi Mama, which is supposed to be one of the best banh mi shops in the city. We walked by it earlier and there was a very long line, so
Figured we'd go before we were too hungry, and it's supposed to start raining again in the next hour or two, so figured we'd try to get there before the downpour.
yes. One of the things we sort of noticed and talked about, and coming from LA, we don't think about very consciously, is how much difference weather makes. Shocker. And as much as we love walking around temples and museums and getting lost in different corners, if it is 100 degrees out and 70% humidity, obviously that's going to have a huge impact. So while Hanoi has been great from a pedestrian and walkability and just like a manageable size perspective, the fact that the weather's been pretty decent just makes you want to get out and explore the city more. You don't want to hide in your hotel room.
Hanoi has been through it all. Empires and invasions, but it never stopped cooking. That's one reason we love eating local dishes when we travel. It's like an edible timeline of everything that's happened to a place. Take the banh mi, French baguette, Vietnamese, everything else. A leftover from when France occupied Vietnam from 1887 to 1954. The French left a long time ago. The banh mi stayed.
We are walking to our local street food tour, and it is raining a little bit, but Cammie is prepared. She's ready,
I'm ready.
flexible.
That's all we're looking for is like a raincoat, a poncho, just some options, and I'm a happy little camper.
Our guide is Huang. He lives 12 miles outside of the Old Quarter, where he shares a bedroom with his sister and parents. Once he tried to get some more space by moving into the basement, but he told us that the spirits that lived there didn't appreciate the company, so he moved back upstairs. 3 generations live in that house. One time, his grandmother buried all her gold in the yard but refused to tell anyone where. Her way of ensuring they keep taking care of her.
Egg coffee was created out of necessity. When the French left in 1954, they took all the condensed milk. So a man behind a bar in the old city reached for an egg, whipped the whites into foam, and poured it over coffee. An act of improvisation is now a Vietnamese institution. That bartender opened 2 egg coffee joints. He ran one and his son-in-law ran the other. That's where we are now, Mr. Din's. He's past 80 now, still behind the counter, still keeping the recipe.
Also on our tour, we ended up meeting a wonderful family. Scattered all over the US, but back together in Hanoi for the trip. Both parents moved to Houston. One of the sons went to Baylor Medical School, with another daughter living in LA. We went to Baylor. We're from Texas. We live in LA now. Everything here is unfamiliar. The language, the food, the streets. Then you sit down with a family from Texas, feel like you're right at home. We are walking back from our amazing food tour.
Such a nice way to spend an evening, getting to meet people, having good conversations, having good food, walking around the city. Even though it rained some, we were well prepared, and so it was much more enjoyable and just feeling really good about the night.
Our final day in Hanoi started with some breakfast at Hanoi Coffee Station before we split up for the day. Cammie was off to get her nails done and eyebrows tinted, while I found a hidden coffee shop with great Wi-Fi to play some Fortnite with the boys.
3 hours later.
So Cammie has been getting her nails done for the past 30 hours. And so I'm on my own, trying to find a spot to grab some lunch, but that just wasn't working out. So decided I'd wait for Cammie, not knowing it would be this long, and got some editing done back in the hotel room. But at around 3 p.m., I was starting to get starving, and she still didn't know how long it would be. So I just had some great pho, and I'm now looking for a spot to grab a beer and get some reading done. So a little bit of a solo day, which is, nice to change it up. So we'll see what I can find.
I decided to hunker down at a juice shop for another hour before finally reuniting with Cammie after her 4-hour nail appointment.
I needed a snack. I sat at the nail salon for 4 hours. They were worth it. They're very pretty, very detailed, hand-drawn. And I got my eyelashes lifted and tinted.
Needed a Snickers.
I needed a Snickers.
And given this was our last night in Hanoi and our favorite meal in the country was pizza 4 Ps in Saigon, when we found another location in Hanoi, we decided to run it back. There was a bit of a wait, so we decided to kill some time at the cocktail bar across the street before finishing the night with some incredible Vietnam-based Japanese-Italian fusion. Add that to the list of words I never thought I'd say.
We had to take almost 20 million from the ATM. We paid in cash, so we can save that sweet 5%. So we are fully checked in to our Moncherie cruise. We have about 30 minutes. Decided to spend the next few days on our cruise with more of this energy. So we will see you on the cruise. Thank you. The grand reveal. Beautiful.
We are in Halong Bay, and the first activity we get to do is a little kayaking adventure. Both of us somewhat forgetting how tight our hips are as we try to sit in these little kayaks and explore, but it's beautiful and quiet. And we've loved our experience with our Moncherie cruise so far, and the thing that we love is that they have like a full itinerary for you. So on day 1 we had a lovely little lunch, and then the main activity is this kayaking, then have a dinner, and they said we'll also do a little happy hour. So that should be really fun. And then tomorrow, bright and early, we are gonna do like a day boat kind of vibes where I think we'll probably go to an island. We're not really sure. And then the last day is we're gonna do kind of like a cave hike. So it's fun that we have activities each day, and then obviously from the boat, the view is just beautiful and it's so quiet. I'm normally somebody who gets quite motion sick and seasick even on big cruise boats, but because we're in a bay, it's so calm. This is like my ideal water vibes. It is much more relaxing and so serene and calm. So far it's going wonderfully, and we're just so happy to be on the water, by the water. It's just perfect.
After the kayak, we were spent, but a quick reset and we were ready to trade paddles for cocktails. But first, golden hour on the deck watching the bay shift colors. This is the kind of moment you don't want to rush. Dinner that night turned out to be the best surprise of the trip. We got seated between 2 groups, Anne and her daughter Kieran, a couple of Kiwis with stories for days, and on the other side, Teresa and Jillian, longtime work friends traveling together. We had no idea, but these 4 would become our people for the rest of the cruise. Oh, and it just happened to be Anne's 70th birthday. Best seat in the house for that celebration. Good food, better company, and the kind of night where strangers start to feel like old friends. First day in the books, and it didn't disappoint. Tomorrow we're up early. Katpa Island is calling, and we cannot wait to see what it's got in store.
2 hours on the ferry to Katpa Island, and somehow it flew by, thanks to nonstop chatting with our new Kiwi friends.
So we just got to the island. and we are going to go on a little bike ride. And then we have lunch back on the boat, and then we are going to be getting in the water. Might swim, kayak. So it's nice. It's actually not very hot today. It's quite overcast. We had great chats with our New Zealand friends, and we're gonna take in some of the sights.
This bike ride into Viet Hai felt like we were stepping back in time. And in a way, we were. People have lived on Katpa Island for almost 6,000 years. And the name Katpa, which means Women's Island, comes from a centuries-old legend about 3 women who washed ashore and had temples built for each of them. And after soaking in centuries of history, we were about to soak our feet in something else entirely.
How are you doing, babe?
Welcome to the fish spa. Equal parts fear and laughter, and somehow kind of refreshing.
It's the most, I'm just doing the tips of my heels, and as soon as I drop my foot a little thinking I'm getting comfortable, they all go on the new piece of meat, and you can feel the little teeth. And it's so... It's tickly and scary. It's like when you're a child and you're being tickled and you're laughing but you're scared.
Then came a quick overview of the island, along with an important lesson on snake wine. The venom seeps into the liquor, and the ethanol usually breaks it down just enough to make it drinkable. TJ, naturally, had to test that theory for himself.
Believe me, your wife will be happy when you drink that. Tonight is one beautiful night.
Oh.
Yeah, 45.
It's not bad. That's good.
It's good.
We were just talking about how lovely it's been to get to spend like actual time with people from all around the world. That's just not something we really had at the beginning of our trip, and
It's been really wonderful because I feel like you end up meeting people who have like a similar philosophy or like curiosity of the world, and so then you end up just getting to like make all these different connections, and it really just like changes the scope of the trip, especially when it's just TJ and I, and so it's been wonderful.
yeah. And one of the things that I sort of hoped that we would have after 9 months of travel is friends all around the world, and hopefully is one of the outcomes of taking a trip like this.
Yeah.
Then it was back on the bikes and onto the ferry for a delicious lunch before heading back out into our kayaks to keep taking in views like these.
Just took a little kayak to a remote beach, got in the water, and it feels great. I am a little gun shy after the sea urchin incident of 2026, but it feels nice.
We had to take just one more dip in the ocean before our 2-hour ferry ride back to our ship, and we honestly didn't want this day to end, but we never could have guessed what was waiting for us next at dinner.
The staff had already pushed 3 tables together, realizing that we were now inseparable from our Kiwi friends. And that night, they gave us something we will never forget. They sang us the Maori folk song, Tutira Mai Na Iwi, a small gift of their culture that stayed with us long after the night ended.
Yay!
And next time, we're in Hong Kong, watching a million lights dance across the harbor, riding a ding-ding through streets that haven't slowed down in decades, and eating dumplings that some tire manufacturer thinks were worthy of adding to their little guide. It's one of the most alive cities on Earth, and we cannot wait to share it with you. See you there.